stop the Grinch from ruining Christmas. First, we all got into Santa's sleigh, then it took off and brought us all to Whoville. This was like the coolest place ever, but the tree needed decorating, so we got to work. We put ornaments all over the tree and turned the lights on too. Then we all went over to the house we were having a sleepover at. This is where we all enjoyed hot chocolate before going sledding together. We all got onto one big sled and went super fast down the mountain. That is probably why we lost control and crashed. After our crash, we found ourselves stuck in a cave. There was a hole in the roof letting snow fill up the room. We saw a doorway at the top of the cave. We needed to move quickly before the snow trapped us, so we ran to the door. We just barely escaped the cave and made it back home in time for bed. But before we went to sleep, we set up a trap so that we could meet Santa. Then, all of a sudden while we were all sleeping, we heard a loud crash. We were all woken up to see that our trap had worked. Santa was in our trap, but he was very upset and told us to go back to sleep immediately. But this is when things went horribly wrong. When we woke up, there were no presents under our tree. We ran outside and there were still no presents. Finally, we saw some presents, but they were leading away from Whoville, so we decided to see where they lead. We followed the presents and ran into a lake on the way that we had to jump across, but we finally ended up at this bunker in the forest. It had a sign saying, "Do not enter," so of course we jumped right in. This is where we found all of our presents, and then the Grinch appeared. He started throwing bombs and filling the room with yellow acid. Then I realized I was all alone and it was up to me to stop him. I used my baseball bat to hit him over and over again until he had enough. Finally, he gave up and returned all of the presents he stole. In the spirit of Christmas, we even let the Grinch join us for our Christmas dinner, and Santa was so proud of us for being kind to the Grinch. Santa even gave me a special present for stopping the Grinch, and this is how.